All right, one moment. Sorry, I need the cigarette. This is a pretrial conference, 2021-26, State of San Andreas versus Lila May and Hazel Rossi. Um, for the record, representation, state, who do we got?
Kelly Price, Los Santos Police Department, Your Honor.
All right, and defense, who do we got?
Kathleen Brown, Public Defender's Office, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. Before we get into the evidence stuff that I'm sure we're going to talk about, I do want to take like 30 seconds to talk the deposition of Calliope Prescott. It sounds like she is the one who has not entered any availability on the deposition scheduler yet. Kelly, you are a cop. Calliope Prescott's also a cop. Do you have any extra avenues of making sure she fills out that scheduler so this deposition can happen?
Your Honor, I did reach out to her today via email, advising her to complete the scheduler as soon as possible.
Okay, wonderful. There's still some time, according to the official message sent out by the clerks. I forget which exact clerk sent it out. But yeah, okay. So that takes care of that front. Now we we are here because line number 35 on the docket was a list of evidence submitted by you, Ms. Price, and was subsequently objected to by Counselor Schneider, who's not here. On line 36, and then we requested the PTC. So I guess we'll kick it to you, Ms. Price, as you kind of asked for the PTC, and the defense has already objected to your submissions. What arguments do you have to present regarding this evidence?
Your Honor, the state did request this pretrial conference as our rebuttal is going to be quite lengthy. We also believe that a pretrial conference would allow for additional clarification if necessary. Specifically, I'm going to address each objection one by one. In regards to the objection to Exhibit J.1, the defense is correct that no knife was taken from any suspect on the scene, nor was one found on the scene. This knife in question, where a forensic assessment or testing was conducted, was taken from the vehicle of the defendant, Lila May, following her bail hearing, as having a serrated blade would have been a violation of her bail. Forensic testing was completed on this knife and results were returned. The only reason that this submission exists at all is so that we may present all evidence as required under Brady v. Maryland. The state is happy, of course, for the court to uphold this objection, and we'll happily retract this evidence submission. In regards to the incident reports outlined within State Exhibit K, the state acknowledges that the incident reports do not list both defendants in every single incident report. However, each incident report does include at least one of the defendants amongst other individuals and or a vehicle with a registered owner. This evidence submission is not prejudicial as the submitted exhibits do not include any charges where possible. The state will assert that these exhibits are not submitted to highlight any criminal actions, previous charges, or previous criminal behavior, and is not intended to be used in this matter. However, this case does center around the aggravated attempted second-degree murder of a law enforcement officer. Again, none of these submitted reports have anything to do with this charge or violence with a bladed or pointed weapon. The state asserts in regards to these incident reports that these are not being presented to highlight any past charges, but to establish relationships. Who knows who, especially in a case about the attempted murder of an officer where multiple individuals are involved, the establishment of relationships is essential. The state also asserts that for complete transparency, if these exhibits are accepted by the court, the state is prepared and intends to provide each report in their entirety. The state will note that charges may be included within these reports, but the charges are not the basis of these submissions and will not be referred to or addressed, but instead the state presents these exhibits to substantiate a pattern of relationships between individuals and or vehicles. The state is also further prepared to substantiate each of these incident reports with the submission of an affidavit from the authoring officer to verify and validate the contents of each report. And finally, the state is further prepared to substantiate any vehicles noted within these reports with additional vehicle registration ownership information. If you give me 1 second, I need to turn off this radio. Let me see, K. L. In regards to State Exhibit L, the state would first ask the court what the defense means by taken. Are they asserting that there was no vehicle taken by law enforcement or no vehicle taken away from the scene by suspects? Either way, the state would assert that there was, in fact, a vehicle documented on the scene, and it is clearly described in defense's own submission, Exhibit A. The state also notes that, yes, the CCTV analysis does indicate that there was no plate captured. The vehicle shown in State Exhibit L is a direct match to the vehicle described in defense's own Exhibit A. It's the same type of vehicle, the same color of vehicle, the same vehicle markings, down to the lack of a front license plate. The state will note that, yes, this vehicle was documented on a different scene. State Exhibit K7 is the report which includes the documentation of this vehicle. The defense is always, I'm sure, is going to assert that without a physical vehicle in custody and without a visible license plate, any person in the state of San Andreas with enough time or enough money could acquire a vehicle that directly matches the one described in the CCTV analysis. And yes, that is possible, but that is an argument that should be made during trial. And while this exhibit may be circumstantial evidence is, in fact, still evidence. And to exclude this exhibit and disallow the presentation of all evidence would be a disservice to the pursuit of justice. Your Honors, the state is not asking the court to make a decision based only on Exhibit L, but to afford the state the opportunity to present all evidence so the court may consider this case in its entirety. In regards to State Exhibit M, this is an affidavit that exists to validate and verify the documentation of the vehicle shown in State Exhibit L. The affidavit is from the officer who photographed and documented the vehicle on the scene. This affidavit notes the incident reports, which includes the date, location, and registered owner of the vehicle in question. The state will acknowledge and appreciates the defense's summarization when it's within its objections to State Exhibit M specifically. The state will note, however, that we are not attempting to assert a connection with a random vehicle. It is a very specific vehicle which directly matches the one described in defense's own Exhibit A. The defense also asserts here that the foundation of this connection is unknown and unproven, which so beautifully outlines the necessity and relevance of State Exhibits K, L, and M in their entirety. Your Honors, it simply makes no sense to object to an evidence exhibit arguing relevance while also asserting that the state is attempting to connect the vehicle with unknown and unproven connection to the defendants. This argument clearly negates any objection to relevance and again highlights both the relevance and necessity of these exhibits. If the connection is in question, then the evidence that helps establish or clarify that connection, Your Honors, is relevant. The defense cannot have it both ways, questioning a connection while also seeking to suppress the very evidence that supports this connection. Clearly outlines the reason these exhibits must be accepted by the court. That's all I got.
All right, wonderful. Defense, you need a moment to respond to any of that?
No, I think we're good, Your Honor. If you're happy for us to proceed.
Yeah, proceed.
Brill. So in regards to the knife, I mean, I don't really have much of a horse in this specific race regarding the knife. I understand that the state is attempting to show all evidence that they have. Obviously, it would be a Brady violation if it came back and was supporting the defense. I don't think that we have anything that we want to add further in regards to the knife, given the state's elaboration, so we're happy to leave that up to you. In regards to the IRs in Exhibit K, yeah, these are purported to establish a pattern of identities and who knows who in this instance, but it doesn't really do so. They're listing multiple incidents from multiple dates, again, as the state has reaffirmed for us, that don't include the defendants in all, like both defendants in all these incidents. This is a big city. People can know other people. I think the main issue here is it appears that they're trying to state that the registered owner of a vehicle and then their use or their identification in another incident shows that the defendants are who they are asserting, which to me seems quite flimsy. I mean, I've looked through some of these IRs and I'm seeing multiple different vehicles used by different owners. There's an incident here that shows 3 vehicles used by the same owner, which I'm not entirely sure what that's meant to highlight, other than the fact that multiple people can take out different vehicles and lend them to other people. So if the connection is being established here, I'm not really sure where it is. So we're going to keep standing on the grounds of relevance, because how these are supposed to establish identities of who is who or who knows who just doesn't really satisfy the defense in this instance. And then further, Exhibit L, there's just not here enough to establish that this is indeed the same car. While, yes, I absolutely acknowledge that the evidence on Exhibit A for the defense indicates that there was a black Astron with these, I think, stripes and the manufacturer name of Fister on the top, which is a funny name to say since I'm not German. We are looking at a vehicle and nothing more. And as tenuous as it might sound, I think that just the fact that the vehicle is described similarly to one that was on a different scene at a different day isn't enough to establish that they are the same car. I'm thinking of incidents where this was upheld, mostly with an individual who I'm sure we're all familiar with, being Rowan Hendricks, and the fated whatever car that was. It was something, I think it was like an Omnis EGT. There was a lot more to establish a connection in those instances, namely things like DNA evidence, blood splatters on those scenes. Here we're just seeing 2 cars that are allegedly the same, one on a different scene and then one that's described in CCTV. So again, I'm going to uphold that objection. And then Exhibit M, again, just relevance, similar to Exhibit L. I understand that L and M support one another, but they are just not going to be, I believe, tied beyond their own exhibits being related to their own incidents. I don't think that they present relevance given the arguments that defense counsel is making here to the case in question. And if that's a little messy at all, I'm happy to sort of tidy up and represent what I'm saying.
No, as long as you're happy with what you're saying, I'm happy. Okay. Do you have anything else?
Nope. I think that is everything. We stand on the objections that we make, and while we appreciate the clarifications made by the state, we are gonna stand by those objections that the relevance here, especially in these IRs, and then obviously the subsequent exhibits L and M that are supposed to substantiate some of these IRs, just don't have material connection to this case and do not establish how any connections to suspects involved has been established here.
Okay. State, do you have any response to their response? Or are you standing on what you said previously?
Sure, Your Honor. I mean, I stand firmly on what I said previously, but I will add that the arguments the defense makes today are arguments that should be made during trial, not a reason to suppress the very evidence that that will be presented during trial to outline and establish relationships connections. It 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 doesn't make any sense. I will reaffirm that attempting to suppress the evidence while also questioning the connection and suppressing the evidence that supports the connection, it doesn't make any sense. The state requests the opportunity to present this evidence during trial, um, and that's all.
Uh, okay, Kathy, any last comments?
Yeah, the defense is not attempting to have evidence suppressed on any grounds other than the fact that a relevance to this case has not been established, especially in regards to the IRs. And so we would appreciate some relevance being laid in order to have a foundation for these admissions, but none has been given. So therefore, we have to argue under the ground of they don't have any foundation. They're not relevant to this case.
What? No
I
foundation.
appreciate that, evidence should always be given the chance to be heard. That's kind of why we're doing it now. We can't just give the argument that, well, we're going to explain in trial why this is important without giving some kind of basis and argument for why it should be admitted in the first place. Otherwise, we would have very long evidence lists with pretty wide-ranging subjects that have nothing to do with cases at hand. Yeah, that's all from a response, Your Honor.
Okay. If is there anything else, or are we ready for me and Raf to discuss and rule on this? Either side, speak up. Going once.
The only thing I'll add, Your Honor, is she's saying they have no foundation. Well, Your Honor's foundation again is laid during trial, and I believe we have come here today and have clearly articulated the relevance and necessity of these exhibits.
Okay. Defense, state got their last word in. Do you have any last words?
Nope. To put it mildly, defense doesn't believe that they have. So yeah, that's it.
All right.
Well, I'm
Wonderful.
sure you think a lot of
We'll
things.
go. We'll call a 5-minute recess. Raf and I are going to discuss, and we'll be back.
Hmm. Hi. Oh no, I am so livid right now. Like these exhibits are extraneous. I really don't care about them, if I'm being honest. I hate drama. Well, it's hard forensic evidence, but additional evidence that is circumstantial. And my thing is, and thank you, Mr. Schneider. Mr. Schneider is like the state is attempting to connect an unknown vehicle with unproven and unknown connections to the defendants. And I'm like, well, thank you, because this evidence is to establish and prove the connections and outline the importance of this vehicle. Like, you can't say that it's unproven and unknown connections while also being like, nah, dog, we don't want this evidence that can be used to make and prove these connections. No, thank you. There is plenty of hard forensic evidence. But I like to be extra. Why is this? Why is my thing losing connection? Shut up, phone. Come on. You are annoying the shit out of me, phone. I just need a new cable or something.
Autumn, are we recording again? All right. Give me a second to get in this damn chair. We're back in session. We've come to a decision, and I'm going to keep it as concise as possible. Um, the knife, we're going to keep because it is taken from one of the suspects around the time of a hearing. It's a knife in a case where there's stabbing involved. So, if anyone wants to make that argument, we're not going to oppose anyone being able to make that argument. And on a similar lines for KL and M, because all those are connected, L and M are tied to K7. The state made a good point of this evidence is that they're going to use this evidence to attempt to establish a pattern between people and vehicles, and I'm assuming tie it to this scene and relate it to this charge and the defendants, involved in this situation. Arguments as to whether that connection is a strong connection, a tangible connection, a connection that furthers their point in this case are arguments for trial. Our job here is to basically say, can this argument exist and be probative in this matter? And I think the state made a good point that makes the court feel a bit easy in allowing all of KL and M, especially with the knowledge that L and M are directly related to K7. We're not going to start pretending that the car in L is the one found on the scene at this crime, because we can see in the photo taken in L is that it was taken in June, and this crime didn't happen in June. So
It did.
The evidence will be weighed appropriately at trial because I especially know what I'm doing, and Raph, I'm sure, was hired because he knows what he's doing. Ms. Price, I know you mentioned you're willing to give full incident reports and all that jazz and affidavits and all that jazz for all of K. The court will ask you to keep it concise because, dear God, I don't want 7 additional reports worth of evidence on my docket for this case. Dear God,
Your Honor,
please.
it's just the remainder of those incident reports. The reports in their entirety. It's not new exhibits. It's just the remainder of those reports. Those were just, I guess, snippets of the reports, and I want it to be transparent, the entirety of the report.
Is the idea that you're going to submit the whole report to replace what is it there existing right now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. When you are doing that, please include L1 and M1 underneath of that June 5th report, just so they're all in the same grouping. I don't want, because as I mentioned earlier, I don't want it to be overlooked and all of a sudden we think we have the vehicle on the scene when it's a photo taken from June. Does that make sense?
Let me see.
The scene of
You
our
would
principal
like
incident, to be clear.
K7 included, or L1 and M1 included with K7.
Just keep them underneath, like keep them grouped together. All right, they don't need to be separate lettered exhibits. Just make sure they're tied together, so that all parties, when viewing or arguing this case, know that those evidence are directly tied to one another. Those pieces of evidence.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I will do my best, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah. To close out, the long and the short of it is it's not my job to determine if evidence is good or bad. It's to determine if it could at all make any difference in this case. I think the state made an argument that it could matter to some degree in this case, and if there's arguments that the evidence is terrible or shitty, those arguments are allowed to be made at trial. All right. So the long and the short of it is we're proving everything to stay in. Are there any other questions at this time?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. We're adjourned.
got keys, right?
I do.
Thank God. Thanks very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Mm. Where's it at? What's the words I'm looking for?
I remember you. Hi.
Yeah, I was a ranger for a very long time.
You okay over there, Jace?
Kelly, you okay?
Yeah, hey, firm. I was just checking on the officer on Elgin.
That might have been Marshall 15.
Danger traffic?
I think Kelly was trying to reach you to check on you if you're sat on Elgin currently.
Oh, no, hey, firm, I'm good.
Can I get, sorry, 954 plus 1, can I get 2 additionals on TAC 3 for a 38? Gonna be westbound Howard.
6 will respond, Tech 3.
75 would have.
106 on Tech.
About 6 is on it.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just here living life.
Well, that's wonderful. Good for you.
Yeah.
Your light is green, sir. You can proceed through it.
I was colorblind. My fault. That's my fault. Do I go now or do I wait? Shit. My fault, OG.
Yes.
I wasn't paying attention. Alright.
Got another car that pulled up. Registered owner Melo Gata. Fuck that sign.
As long as he hasn't got any warrants, I'm good on him. To let him go with the warning since it's not what we thought it was initially. Let's ID that passenger as well. Just make sure he doesn't have any warrants if you haven't already.
It looks like Pink Gang and Miltech are having a conversation in Legion Square.
So unless you guys have an RS that he might be involved in criminal activity, you can't force the passenger to identify himself.
You have attack?
Negative, they're just having a conversation. It was just for officer awareness.
Yo, Kelly, do you want to get your car and start asking for a supervisor?
Oh. Bye.
Right. No, they're they're just being dickheads. We're just trying to get them fucking... Don't worry about it. if she gets out and walks over here, we're driving away, take you off the grave seat and shooting you. Yes.
Are they making threats?
I'm threatening you off the Cracker Barrel with violence.
Thank you for your service.
You said I couldn't hit a tin can? Why you sounding like a bat? That was you.
928 to Delta 6.
Yeah, go around, go up. Yeah, indeed.
Could you take a quick phone call?
Go around what you got around. That's not gonna happen. I wasn't even driving. No, I don't think so. Okay, I'll uninvolve myself from this. Oh, is it that easy? Oh, hold on. Oh, nice, okay.
Kelly. Man, what's going on here?
What's the case law where you have a gun
What's
in your
going
face
on?
while you're bent down to your vehicle?
They're trying to get the passenger to identify themselves, but they have no legal basis to do that for.
Why are they still bothering them?
I don't know.
Well, I'm about to get out.
If
and
you
go
guys
dick
are
swinging.
still trying to get the ID from the passenger, unless you have reasonable suspicion that he's committed or is involved in a crime, you can't get him to.
Oh, he's trying to shoot us right now.
Well, I mean, before then, you had no legal basis to
Nobody
get
said
his
that.
ID.
No, he was doing it beforehand.
No, honestly, he started threatening to shoot after he was trying to force to get his ID. He's been pretty loud this whole entire time.
Oh, I wasn't close enough.
What don't we want? Alex Barnes, what don't we want?
Oh, it's Alex Barnes.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, Cali Price is out the car. Grapeseed we go.
4, you know.
Evening.
Why should it look like a chat?
Hey, Cali Price.
I don't know what that means. What's going on here?
These officers are threatening to shoot me because I'm not showing them my ID.
Yeah, he keeps on saying that. They kept on repeating saying, you guys don't want this. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, are they saying that they want to shoot us and like get into a fight? Like
he's gonna
why
be
is your
on
officer?
his holster.
Why are your officers threatening us?
We don't want this to escalate.
No, you said
hand
you
on,
don't
hand
want
on my
it.
heart, hand on my heart, full
Procedures
truth.
ID.
He said, I asked for my ID, I said, I don't got it on me, and he was like, right, I'm just gonna shoot you then and say you reached. And I was like, well, I don't think you can do that.
Yeah,
do you
these guys
realize
are-
how silly that sounds?
Right.
Your officers,
This
Kelly?
trooper here to the
Yeah.
right and to the left threatened to shoot me because I didn't have an ID on me. They
You
said, what
guys
happens if
threatened
something
to
comes
shoot
of
him
this?
because he didn't have an ID on him?
Yeah, they
Absolutely
did.
no.
Allegedly.
He said you need to be
Oh,
part
now
of the
you're
report.
switching up. Now
Why
you're
would we
switching up.
threaten to shoot you for not giving us your ID?
Exactly what they said. They said you need to be a part of the report in case anything comes of it. I said, oh well, I don't have an ID, and they were like, oh well, just shoot you and get your DNA from the blood then. So then
Yo,
so
you just
Okay,
added to
that
it,
does
bro.
sound a little bit ridiculous. Listen.
Yeah, that sounds like
That is what
Arthur
they
right
said.
there for sure.
What? No, it does not.
Give me a second. I don't know.
See,
who
look,
this
your colleague,
driver
your
is.
colleague just vouched. Well,
Mr. Whitescale, Mr. Darnell Whitescale.
Yeah, it's Darnell.
What? What about me?
Hello there, Mr. Wheat Scale. Lovely to
Hello.
see you.
Hey, hello, Kelly Price.
Listen, troopers, can I borrow you for 2 seconds?
Yeah, go borrow.
Don't go anywhere, Mr. White
No.
Scale.
Well, no, that's not the plan.
Can we get the PD in the Torrance to just watch these suspects in the black car and make sure they don't move around?
Watching him.
You got him from there? Alright.
Like, what are we trying to do here?
We originally pulled them over because they were driving aggressively, right? They then turned around to us and started making all types of threats to us, saying, do you want this? Want the smoke? We're going to shoot you. Basically everything under the sun involving firearms, shooting us, killing us, bending down with a firearm in our face.
This was way after we attempted to ID the passenger. That's what we're trying to do right now. Initially, we thought the black car was chasing the white car, like, you know, what they usually do type stuff. We got him stopped. The female in the white car is the wife to the male driving the black car, and we're just IDing everybody, making sure they don't have warrants. The female doesn't have warrants. The male doesn't have warrants driving the car. Now we're trying to ID the passenger.
What reason do we have to identify the passenger? When is our
the passenger walked up? He walked up to the car and stepped in it, and added himself to this traffic stop.
He just walked up to the car and got into the car.
Yep. So that's why we're IDing him, since he, you know, got in the vehicle. Pretty much just injected himself, and you know, since he wanted to be a part of it, we figured, hey, we'll just throw you on the report. So we need to ID him. That's the goal here. And then he got very defensive. I don't know. I asked him, like, do you have warrants, dude? Like, is that why you don't want ID?
We were actively trying to, like, calm the situation down the entire time. I want to make that very clear.
I'm like, we don't need to escalate this. All we need to do is ID your passenger. That's why I was on the side of the car just talking.
I'm not trying to have an argument or a firefight tonight, bro. I've already lost a colleague tonight.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I was telling him the case law, and then he's like, what's the case law for, like, pointing a gun in your face while your head's down in the car or some shit? Like, something like that. I'm not here to, like, throw charges at people and get people aggravated. I just want to ID the passenger and make sure he doesn't have a warrant, and then we're out of here.
Okay,
That's the goal.
Well, if you don't have reason to identify him outside of that, if he hasn't committed a crime, if he hasn't done anything to necessitate his identification other than you want to know if he's got a warrant, like, I don't understand why we're
So we
trying
can't
to
ID
identify
him since he injected on the traffic stop?
I mean, if you would like to charge him with obstruction and feel like you can articulate that he has somehow, some way obstructed your ability to carry out your traffic stop, then I guess you could identify him and charge him with obstruction. Is that really the route you want to go?
Respectfully, I'm not gonna be threatened on. Like, I'm not trying to be like argumentative, but I'm not gonna be threatened by anybody. Especially not with the recent events that have transpired. It's just not gonna happen. People are like, I'm not pushing over on the fact that he sat there and threatened to shoot us.
Something to each other right now.
Don't know. Can I have some of that food too? Throw me over a burger or some shit. What do you got?
We can call a traffic stop code for it, but like,
just
but
hand
I
shit
mean,
off. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, if we're gonna push over on the fact that he threatened us, then so be it.
They're handing over lots of items.
I mean, if we really want to, he threatened to shoot me, so I can throw that at him, but I don't want to do that. I just want to ID him.
Actively trying to calm down the situation. If they're threatening to shoot us, they're threatening to shoot us. I'm not gonna push over on the fact. Like, it's like I said, I'm not trying to be argumentative. You know me, I'm chilling usually most of the time I'm chilling, but recent events plus the amount of time that like officers are getting shot left, right, and center. I've been shot multiple times and robbed. I'm not trying to get threatened. That's not. I don't think we should be pushing over on it. I get freedom of speech, but there's a difference. I mean.
No, I definitely understand that. I'm all for charging people threatening to shoot me. 9 times out of 10. I don't know. I'm gonna defer to y'all because I don't know all what's going on. I'm just saying that to identify him, you have to have a reason to do so. You have reason to believe that he is armed and dangerous. I mean, what is that case law? Wyoming, one of them, you can ask them to step out of the, well, no, maybe not
Wyoming
that
v.
one.
Houghton.
That's fleeing felon.
Yeah, Wyoming v. Houghton is the one that
where you can
allows
have
you to
them
search a
step
vehicle.
out of the vehicle.
And all, yeah. I
For
think that's
officer
Pens v.
safety
Mims, yeah.
reasons. Yeah, there you go, that one. That one could apply if you feel unsafe and you need to conduct a Terry frisk to make sure, since those threats was made. I will say, prior to those threats being made, you had no reason to identify him unless you were going to charge him with obstructing your traffic stop. I'm also going to say that their reaction to attempting to identify him is unreasonable. Was it the right thing to do? Sure, it's okay for him to question your need to identify him in that moment, but that doesn't justify his response. But how do I say this? I don't think two wrongs gonna make a right. I think a whole bunch of wrongs is gonna lead to a lot more wrongs. Does that make sense? Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a fan of Mr. Whitscale and his associates as much as anybody else in his state, okay? I really don't care for them. But do I think it's worth it right now in this exact moment? Probably not.
I agree. I say we give it one more shot.
I've been in agreement from the get-go that we probably should have just left this, but the thing is, like, the thing I can't agree on is the fact that, they're sitting there threatening us, especially with this, and then it's just... Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, bro, I'm not about to be sat here and threatened while trying to do my job. It's just not gonna happen anymore.
Well, here's my question. What is obtaining his identification going to do for you? What is the purpose of him identifying you?
Identifying all occupants of the vehicle we pulled over. And
it's just good
for
stuff.
For what reason?
Because he stepped in a vehicle that was actively detained.
And do you intend to assert any charges?
Well, not necessarily. But I would
during a Terry stop, you don't want to, I mean, if you're doing a Terry stop, just an example, you're not actively, like, always going to press a charge, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to do a Terry stop?
Well, I mean, it really all depends. I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean,
I think
you have to have reason. And if you cannot articulate that reason, sir, or gentlemen, it's not going to go well.
Alright, we'll let him away. It's their end, we'll let him away. Let's go.
What?
Keep it pushing.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Who all's here?
954, the 38 on Hawick Ave is going to be code 4. TAC 3 is clear for you, so all units back tonight.
+1, we're going to route to that latest store on Saloon.
Hey!
Go ahead and take it back.
Yeah, that was...
Listen, this is what I said to them. I was like, why are you trying to identify him? Oh, because he walked up and got into the car. Okay, well, that's stupid. I don't disagree. Are you intending to charge him with obstruction? Are you able to articulate how him walking up, getting into the car, has some way obstructed you and your ability to conduct your traffic stop? Is that what you're going for? No. And we just want to identify him. Well, what reason do you have to identify him? What investigation are you doing other than he's now an occupant of the vehicle if you don't intend to assert or don't believe you can assert that he is obstructing you? Well, we just want to identify everybody in the car. And now he's making threats. Well, do you want to charge him with making threats at this point? Like, no, we don't. Then why do you care? Do I think that this man gave a reasonable response when he was being asked for his identification?
No, he didn't.
No, he did not give a reasonable response. But two wrongs just keep making more wrongs.
From what I could hear from from sitting right here, well, when they came over the radio first, they said that they were going to get the passenger to identify himself to see if he had any warrants, not because he walked up on the scene. And
4 suspects
then
inside this
when they started asking him about the ID, he refused to give it, of course. And then there was some back and forth, and then he started asking, you know, about the case law. Where's the case law for that? And then after that, after a little bit more back and forth, that's when he started threatening.
That was really dumb.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. Why my brain hurt. I was like, listen, I don't like them as much as anybody else in this state. But do I think it's worth it in this moment to push for this? Especially if you're not asserting that he is obstructing you. You're not interested in pressing charges for his unreasonable response to your potential violation of his rights. Yeah, I don't know that I'd open that can of worms. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, they could have just say, hey, wait off to the side till we get done with the traffic stop. Then you can get in. I think they went about it the whole entire wrong way, and it escalated needlessly to the point where threats were made.
Yeah, I think it's stupid that you see a police car pulled over your friend and you think it's a good idea to approach that scene and get into it. Usually before somebody even gets close to that car, I'm telling them to leave at gunpoint. Especially a car like that. I don't tell anybody.
We never said they were the
to leave
smartest.
Nicely,
So.
okay? You get told to get the fuck out of there with a gun in my hand.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna show up in sword blasting. Go for 106.
Yeah.
You mind giving us a phone call?
Who am I giving a phone call to?
954.
Perfect. Let me see. 954.
Hello.
Hello, this officer Price. What can I do you for?
I would like to apologize about walking away from you there.
Oh, no, you good. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I understand your frustration, okay?
I think it was like, I think I just got like a bit flustered with the fact, you know, he was trying to like kill us. So I was like more or less like, at the time, do you know what I mean? It was just like a bit of a difficult situation.
It was. And again, I don't believe that their response was reasonable. To your request. Do I think your request and intentions in identifying him is 100%? No, I don't think that either. But his response was also unreasonable.
Yeah, no, 100%.
In a situation like that, if you are not able to articulate your reasonable suspicion, your probable cause for identifying that individual, what purpose you need to identify them for, it's really not going to be worth it. It's going to end up with a court case and somebody's going to be out some money.
106, would you like to call me back?
Dang it. Why is he hanging up on me? Recents. I'm going to say no, I didn't want to call you back.
Hey.
Hello, why'd you hang up on me?
I'm sorry. I was trying to turn my head.
That was very rude. First you walk away from me and now you hanging up on me. That was very hurtful.
I am apologizing for that now too, but I would like to explain the fact that I was trying to turn my headlights off and I must have flicked my phone off.
Oh, I don't even know how to... Why are you turning off your... Oh, maybe. Oh. Yep.
Hello.
See, how does it feel to have your headlights turned off in the middle of a conversation, sir?
I can literally hear you smiling over the phone, Kelly.
I don't know what you mean. What you heard me say? Listen, that was just not a good situation, and I don't think it was going to go well, and I don't think that it was worth it.
Nah, neither. I think it was just like in the moment, it was a bit like high, adrenaline shit.
Yeah, I definitely understand being in the moment, not wanting to let some go. That sounds a lot
Yeah.
like me. Okay, it definitely does. It's taken me a long time to understand when it is and when it ain't worth it.
100%. No, I agree. I think it's just like, you know, it's just the way it all like transpired. It was a bit iffy, but I mean, there's nothing we can do. Either way, they were probably going to be getting go.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, again, I think it's dumb as hell that guy just walked up to your traffic stop, seen a police car with lights behind your friend, and thought it was a good idea to get out of the car and approach that scene and get into the car. Okay?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they ain't gonna make it that far with me. I'm gonna tell them to leave at gunpoint.
90-year-old tax 2 now
No, I got you.
is sufficient.
That's a very dangerous situation in my appearance. I mean, in my opinion and experience.
No, 100%. I think it's, yeah, I think the situation was just better left with them rather boiling.
Alright, well, be expecting them to be boiling and following through on their threats later.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get a visit from one of them apparently. I mean, let's be honest, it's HSR. What else do we expect?
I think they
Is it
said
HSR?
we was going to Grapeseed. Yeah, that was HSR.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of them here too. There was 2 in the car. The lady friend, Mr. Gata, rolling around. Hashtag not worth it. Listen, this is what I tell everybody, and I don't know if Miss Bishop here will agree. I'm convinced, okay, that somewhere in the state of San Andreas there is a 24/7. Okay, we ain't found it yet, but inside of that 24/7 is just a bunch of dads that are waiting in line for Robbie to restock the store with fucking milk and cigarettes.
That's
Okay?
wild.
Lots
I know
of
what you
people
mean.
just going around the city looking for attention, needing that I miss my daddy attention, and by entertaining shit like that, all you're doing is you know, helping them buy their time
Yeah.
till their daddy finally gets some milk and cigarettes.
I understand. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I get you. But yeah, no, I appreciate you being understanding about it all.
Alright, you good.
All right, well, have a safe shift.
Oh my god, you too.
All right, bye.
Later. Turn my headlights off on you. I do have to go though. I need to listen. I don't even know how to say this. I'm very upset, okay? Our closet. It's like actually like a little room attached to my room. And it's got a little hallway that goes down it. It's bigger than a closet, bigger than a walk-in closet. Well, a normal walk-in closet. It's like the size of a rich people's walk-in closet. Alright, but I ain't rich. Anyway, I turned it into a walk-in closet. It's beautiful in there, and I had all my clothes hanging up on these shelves. But the damn shelf fell down, and all my clothes was in the floor, and I was upset. So now I gotta reinstall the shit to hang my clothes on. So I can hang my clothes back up. So that's where I need to go. But we will be back later. But not super late, because I got an early-ass freaking appointment. And I gotta write a legal document for life. For work tomorrow. I was going to do it this morning, but I did not. 106, show me 10-7, 10-42 for a bit. Have an above average night. Be safe.
Thank you for your service, Kelly.
Any of these people around?
Service.
Did I break Murphy's bedroom? Yeah, pretty much. I broke his closet. It's his favorite place to be. Any of these names familiar? Kodai Phoenix. Let's call Mr. Phoenix. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Kelly?
Oh God, thank you so much for answering. You got like 5 minutes of your time you can give me.
Yeah, I'm just fueling up my car. What's up?
Oh, I don't know if you should be talking on the phone while also handling gas pump. I'm sure you can figure that out. Anyway, I have a question. It is about a incident back in time on June 6, 2025. where Trooper Walker got stabbed outside of the Mirage Art Gallery?
Yeah.
Do you recall responding to that scene?
Yeah, I responded with Seth after his alpha popped.
Okay. And I know that you didn't take any pictures or collect any evidence on that scene, but did you see who did? Did you observe that process?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember because there's. Hold on, let me look at the list. Do you know what the report title is?
The report title is. It is now served arrest warrant Lila May and Hazel Rossi. Josh Walker gets jumped outside of Mirage 6/6/2025. The officers listed is Zach Sanchez, Stephen Wright, Christopher Walker, Kodai Phoenix, Claire DiPietro, and Calliope Prescott.
Yeah, so I know Christopher Walker was going around taking photos of like cameras and stuff. I distinctly remember that part. Photos of the actual scene might have been either Calliope, which that doesn't really work anymore, or Claire.
Now you see the reason that I need somebody to recall who documented and collected evidence on this scene.
We'll be on tack
Yeah.
1. We can take 2 additionals.
I think it was one of those two, but again, I was also driving around trying to find the vehicle and looking for cameras, so I wasn't present like with Walker much. So I think Claire would be your best bet. I think she would definitely know because she was with Walker the whole time once she arrived, I believe.
Okay, well, I'm sending an email to everybody to see if I can. I'm trying to get an affidavit from somebody that can articulate who documented and collected evidence of this crime scene.
Yeah, fair enough.
So expect my email. Thank you for your time. Have an above average night.
Likewise. You have a good one.
Alright, let's find somebody to raid while I go and fix my dog's closet.
224 plus 1. Do we have another unit that could attach to TAC 1 in potentially a Caracara?
I'm selling drugs for the crims.
Yeah, 4
To the
or 5
crims. I don't know who that is. Somebody selling
Fan,
D-bucks.
thank you. It doesn't matter what off-road vehicle, just a off-road vehicle.
Who's getting away with crime today? Somebody's organizing something. Roby Geek Cooker. I'll just go with that person. We'll see what happens. We'll be back later, though. I don't know who you are or what you're doing, but we going raiding. Oh, it's some guy sat in the lobby. Probably wants a weapons license. Will he get a weapons license? Not for me today, but we gonna raid him and say, good luck with your weapons license. Alright, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for making my heart happy. Have an above average night and a sunny day, and we'll be back later.